this. You should be able to. Oh, see, now the microphone's working.
No, I can't say because I'm in a different account.
That's right, huh?
I can tell you that it being private is working. I can switch to your account if you want to see it though.
But yeah, the microphone's working now. Well, I can go to public, go there, hit save, and now you should be able to see it. So yeah. Yeah. Well, if anyone comes on here. Don't know. I got one person, one like.
That's me.
Yeah, I know. I know that's you.
Oh, Tempest is there.
Hey, Tempest, what's up? Having a good weekend? I was going to start this at 3, but things weren't working. I was trying to hook my camera into a laptop. It worked before. It's not working now. Just all kinds of BS. I guess oh, they have a new Spider-Man movie? I don't get too much into the superhero movies. They've done so many that it's boring to me. Our youngest son, though, he watches all of them. He watches the heck out of them. Yeah, it does. It does. Problems of having big old sliding glass door. You get a bunch of glare. Kind of sucks I couldn't get my camera hooked up though. Because while I coerced with everyone, if we get anybody else in the chat, I was going to do some live sharpening with my Kuramakus. Because that sword has to be needs to be touched up. And strop it, because I strop it with a 12,000 grit stone. Half breed, what's up? Glad you can make it. How's your weekend treating you? Good, I hope. I hear that. We get busy sometimes on the weekend. Not a whole lot, but we do. This weekend we're getting some of the stuff to put together. Oh, excuse me, our rain barrel catchment for the wintertime. And took the wife to one of the hardware stores that have a nursery so she can get some more herbs. So I think it's, what was it? Cilantro. She had to get a new cilantro plant. Because if you don't pick the cilantro, it bolts, so it grows into a tree or a plant, and you don't want that.
Well, you get coriander.
Well, she just notified me. You get coriander from it then.
Which is fine.
But, yeah. So, and it bolted on her, so no cilantro. So we had to get some new ones. So basically, you want to try and stun its growth by just keep picking the leaves and keep it. And she said, keep it cool. Otherwise, now it's like this tall.
It's taller than that.
Yeah. That's all it fits in the screen. Okay. So it's really tall now. So
a tree now.
Now we don't have cilantro. Yeah, Tempest does some awesome cutting. I want to see him cut 4 this time. I bet you that would be a challenge because I've seen you cut 3 cans. 4 would probably be really hard. Got to keep raising that bar higher and higher.
I think cans is impressive by itself.
But anyways, like I said, I was going to do some sharpening, but for some reason our laptop will not allow my video camera to hook up. Yeah, tatami, because tatami will stay there better. Especially real tatami, because they're about 4 inches in diameter. So when you cut it, if you do it fast enough and it's sharp enough, it'll sit there long enough for you to cut them again. I get doubles, maybe a triple with beech mats. It's really hard unless you bound like 2 together, and it makes it about 3-inch diameter. Yeah, it was kind of bummer that for some reason it won't let me hook that up because I was gonna do this guy right here. This is the one I put together. I assembled, got all the parts, the blades for it. It's a T10, but it's got a fairly decent edge on it. Let me see if I can get it in there. The Tsuba. There we go. It's got a fairly decent edge. It's just, it needs to be a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And yeah, half butterfly knot. Yeah, I got that Tsuba half breed off of Amazon, actually. And yeah, half breed, was it Tatami Rich Man's Targets? Yes, they are. They've gone up in price a lot. I think it's Swords and Armory has them for $8.99 a pop. That's the cheapest I've seen them. Yeah, I think my wife just planted a cucumber plant. Hopefully, in either this winter or next spring, we're going to expand the garden more, build boxes. part of the backyard where it does this. So it is stepped. So it'll go down, have a flat, go down, have a flat. So you can't do much with it. You can't let the daycare kids play on it because they'll roll over the bottom into the neighbor's fence. So it's kind of like not very useful. Pool noodles are abundant. Yeah, they are. I won't say I hate pool noodles. I don't want to offend Eric Hussein, but I dislike them. You've really got to have a keen edge on your blade for pool noodles. I mean, it's got to be razor sharp. Otherwise, it just flops over on you. Every now and then I can do a pool noodle. I've never gotten doubles on a pool noodle. We've got them. And then on top of it, pool noodles, I mean, you got to find like the right consistency for them because each one has actual different consistencies and whatnot. And to me, it's a headache sometimes. So that's why I stick with water bottles. Beach mats, I mean, here we get them hecka cheap at our grocery outlet store. $2.99. So it's a box of like, I want to say 40 or something. So I just buy the whole box at times. But I have to use up what I have in the garage right now. And you do the same thing. You soak them. You have to soak them. No, hon, you weren't horrible as pool noodles. Because half the time I don't even cut those things. Yeah, I know, especially if I leave the gallon jugs. I left gallon jugs on the counter one time, everyone, and I'm at work, so I check my YouTube studio on break, and all of a sudden there's a short, and my wife's cutting the gallon jugs, which is cool because she used the sword that I put together for her, the one that has the full Samigawa wrap around the saya with real bullhorn. That one's that's a beautiful looking sword. That one came out really nice. Yes. Yep. After they gotta be razor sharp. The only drawback to that is if you have a razor's edge on this thing, where you really refine that edge down. If you go to hit harder targets, you're going to wind up rolling that edge over or even potentially chipping it. So it's like there's pros and cons to it. So just like if you don't have a razor's edge on a sword, you're not going to be able to cut pool noodles very well. So, but I do pretty good with my stones. I'm sure you do, Half-Breed. But it's like these stones right here. I'll swear by these things. I have you see them on Amazon all the time, $30 kits and everything, and I have them. They worked great for what they can do. The problem I found with $30 kits is the stones wear out pretty quick on some of them. So they'll start dishing out. Okay. So I use them if I have to reprofile a blade because it's chipped. I'll begin with those first, and then I'll finish off with these. I've used, as you can tell, I've used the heck out of this one, and it's still flat as heck. And this is a 12,000 grit, so it's actually really soft. But this thing, I can use this as a strop, and it just refines that edge even nicer. My Lee sword, I'll have to try and do it again. I resharpened it with the 1000, and then I stropped it with the 12,000, and I cut a soda ball like that 2 times and leave the bottom on the stand, which, I mean, your sword has to be super sharp in order to do that. And these stones will do it. Well, it's the quality of the stones, because Tempest said the harder stones dish out on me a lot. And see, like this one right here, because this is the 12,000. So this stone is softer. It's a 12,000. This one right here is their 1,000. And you can tell the difference. This is a lot more coarser. As you can tell, I've used the heck out of this one too. This thing's never ditched out on me. It all depends on how they're doing it. Like, these are not soakers. So you don't soak them for like 5-10 minutes at all. And these aren't very thick. Not very thick at all. These are splash and goes. So when you first get them, you resurface this side that you're going to use. I just use sandpaper, and then soak it for 5 minutes. After your 5 minutes, you take it out of the water. You never soak them again. So you just take water bottle, splash it on the top, and just go. That's all you got to do. And the nice thing about these is it's got a little drainer right there, so you can put them back in, but it's got little stoppers. So it acts like a sharpening stand for you. But I use these because it holds more water. Stone holder. But these have never dished. This thing hasn't dished out on me at all. I think I've had this for like a year now. And I use the hell out of this one. Never dished out. Which is nice. It is too, though. This one right here, I think, is like $50 for it. And this one's like $64 for the 12,000. Now, this is from Shampton, if you don't buy them from Shampton's webpage, because this 12,000 right here on Shampton's webpage, I want to say it's anywhere over $100 to over $200 for it. And Amazon has it for $64. And it's the exact same stone, the 12,000 grit. They have a 30,000 grit, but it's $300 even on Amazon. Don't know what you would use that one for. It's a little much. Yeah, it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. And that's the thing, like, everyone always says you want to create a burr. Create a burr when you're sharpening. Create a burr. Creating a burr is great for when you're learning. It's actually the first stages of learning how to sharpen. After that, you're supposed to progress on where you never have to create that burr anymore. Like, I never create a burr on these. I never create a burr on my sword. Not once have I. Never had to. Never had to. I swoop it. So I put it down, and I just go the length of the blade. Actually, that's so. Let me see here. That's why it sucks I can't hook my camera up. Even had it where it was pointing down at the table, everything. So have it down like that, and I just run it the length. And then, of course, at the end, I'll kind of like turn it to get the Kosaki part. But I just put it right there, or you could go back and forth. You're recently just learned your European swords, can't talk. When you put the blade on there, you will move forward, and then you're going to move all the way back. and forward and all the way back. And you could do it with a katana. The only thing is I feel more comfortable swooping it, creating like an arch. And the quality of the stones make a world of difference. Like I would get a decent edge on my $30 kits, which was fine. And then I learned about these Kuramakus and I went to them. It takes me less time to sharpen my swords with these, especially like the 1000. It's aggressive as hell. You got to be careful with this one. It will start being aggressive on your edge pretty quick. And they have a 2000 grit too, so it's less aggressive. But takes me less time to sharpen with these, so it's all has to do with the quality. I would say, do you need to get diamond? No, not really. I don't think you need a diamond sharpener. Like I said, if you get a good quality stone, it's going to do exactly the same thing as these will. When you start getting into all the diamonds and everything, it's like, because diamonds, yeah, they're hard, but you got to remember there's tiny little specks. So they're really not going to last that long. Oh, you just, what is it? Half breed. I just sent that dual blade to Adam Nova. Looking forward to getting it back. Yeah, and UPS can be a nightmare. Roy, what's up, man? From Air Power. Talking about sharpening swords, dude. Right now. Yeah, and some guys, I don't use a belt grinder. I never use a belt grinder on my stuff. Never. I have one. I could very easily put on a belt grinder and sharpen it. I don't, for the simple fact that's a tempered metal. Certain ranges of heat can affect temperament. That's just me from my experience. Not saying it's going to heat up that much, but anything that doesn't have a cooling system to it that's been tempered to a high state, you can affect it. Or you can accidentally slip and then just really do some damage to your edge. Because belt grinders, depending on their speed, they have no mercy. They have absolutely no mercy. And on top of it, when you use a belt grinder, if you use a belt grinder all the time to sharpen, like your swords or your knives, that edge is literally shrinking quicker than, because it will with stone, your edge will shrink, but not that fast. Because it's not as aggressive as a machine is. So literally, if you were to take, like, let's say you've always used a belt grinder on one sword, you knew the exact measurements, the width of your blade. Do that for like 2 years, remeasure it, and you'll see how much it shrunk. Or even after a year, you'll see how much it shrunk if you sharpen it all the time on there. Your wife said, yeah, she had to have diamond before any nuke. That's funny, half breed. But yeah, if you want to sharpen by hand, it just takes practice. Just like anything. Best way to learn. See, when I first learned is I'll kind of put my thumb, just the tip of my thumbnail back where the bohie is, just to kind of kick it up just a bit. Now, people think you're going to put a beveled edge on it. You won't. You will not put a beveled edge on it. It's still going to sharpen it the way it needs to be sharpened. Because most blades have some form of nuki in it, meat. some more than others, but you don't want to be grinding that away because that's what's giving it its strength also. So you need to kick it just slightly up the edge on a katana. Because like I said, otherwise you're going to grind, because the nuki is right on the edge here. And you're going to grind that all the way. You don't want to do that. That's polishing. Hence why they call it polishing. You just want to be able to refine the edge, not polish your whole sword again. Unless it needs it. Then that's a whole different ball game if you need to polish your sword. I have one sword that I'm doing that I'm actually polishing, repolishing the whole blade. I just haven't finished it yet. All right, half breed. What are you cooking? Half breed says he's got the coals hot. Let's see, air power. Mine needs it because cutting just scratches them. Yeah, it does. It does. I haven't cut too much with this one, so it doesn't have a ton of scratches in it. And it's a T10, but I just use polishing compound on mine. It does okay taking the scratches out. Maybe you should stick to pulled nose. You can if you want air power, but then after a while you're like, well, a little bit more. But yeah. Like I said, I use polishing compound. It does okay. If you're gonna polish your blade on like stones, that takes quite a long time. Like I said, I still have a it's a short. It's almost like a wakizashi. I'm still working on polishing it out. I haven't taken it to these yet, so we'll have to see how it does. But I will say that the sucker is sharp as hell. Yeah, they do, Tempest. Tempest all scratches add character. Like battle scars. No, they do. They do add some character. The only time it doesn't add character is when you chip it out. Yeah. That kind of sucks when that happens. When you get a chip out. It's no fun when that happens. Like when I got my Murasami L6, there was the edge on it was way too, and that's what I was saying. You refine the edge too much. It could be problematic. And I found out Murasami on the L6 is he really, really makes them super, super sharp. So when I was just cutting bottles like this, it chipped it out. Because even like up here, it's kind of hard. Just chipped it right out. So I had to reprofile that whole thing. That took me about 4 hours to do on stones. But you can't even tell where I did it. Not a single spot, can you? Air power. I want to get a ballistic dummy to cut up, but I can't see that money. Just to cut up. No, those are really expensive, Roy. Heck of expensive. You be better off get that God, what do they call it? Special gelatin that you can use for like it's like a type of ballistic, and just make a mold yourself and make it that way. Yeah, my wife saw. Yeah, gelatin. Yeah, She says we were talking about making one day, and I would like to try. I would like to try just see, and then put like bamboo or whatever inside it, or something like that to represent bone. But ballistic gels are expensive. There are companies out there that make ballistic dummies and stuff. Skullagram's used them and whatnot. They have like, it's supposed to represent like bone and stuff like that, but they're really expensive to do. Yeah, my wife says just unflavored gelatin. Yeah, that's probably what ballistic gel is. Overall, it's just a gelatin, because it's a gelatin. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels. They use a certain brand. Oh, Knox. That's what it is. The brand's called Knox. And some people have shooting videos on YouTube use Knox as a ballistic gel all the time. So I would go that route, Roy, and just make a mold. And you can make just about molds out of anything. I'm pretty sure you could probably find. Yeah, see, Roy, you've used Knox. Roy said Knox. Yes, I used it for shooting my air guns. Yeah. Get a Halloween mold. I just thought of this, like you would use for a skeleton, and pour it in there, and see if you can't get something that would be a back, and just put the two together. Yeah, I just thought of that just now. They got like cake molds for all kinds of stuff nowadays. And you just pour it in there and chill it. I don't know, it might work. But yeah, Knox you get it pretty cheap. I think, Roy, didn't you get yours at Walmart? You said your local Walmart had it. You probably could pour it over Hollow. You need something to put it in though. That's the thing, and you would need a lot of it. Yeah, and how many are in a box, Roy? You said it was $13 a box. How many containers are in a box? Because aren't they're like in a jar, a little jar, aren't they? Yeah, it's just clear stuff. So I might get some and just play around with it and see what I can't come up with. Because yeah, it's not that Knox stuff's not very expensive. It's pretty cheap to get. I think like Amazon, you can get a case of it on there if you wanted. Probably for that reason why too, because I mean you can use it for baking too. You just add sugar to it. That's the whole point of it. If you're like a baker or something, you want to add all your own stuff, you can. Okay, so 32 small envelopes. Yeah, my wife said there's also silicone molds. You can get to shape it. So the possibilities are there. Is definitely there. So yeah, I mean, and there's all kinds. No, you should get the jar. Get the jar. The jars are like that, something like that. They look like Kool-Aid jar. Hey, Matthew, you just got a Sawadi on my review. I'm glad you like it. Those are nice, aren't they? Especially those. Did you get the wire rope wrap one, or is it just traditional? Um, the traditional wrap like that. I forget what it's called. But those Sawadis are nice. I like those Sawadis. Like I said, the only issue I had with my older one is just the cross stroke cable was starting to come a little loose, so I just put a little glue on there, and other than that, everything else is tight on it. You got the Dragon Cloud. Oh wow, 15 envelopes. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I think I saw that video too where you were shooting it. I think I know which one you're talking about too, Matthew. Looking it up. Or is it the Cloudy Dragon? Because I know they got a lot. There's my wife. Everyone said hi. So Roy said one box will make 2 blocks to shoot, and the standard are 16 inches long. I don't know the height and the width. Well, that's not, I guess, too bad that you get 2 blocks like that, though. I bet. Because that is pretty big. And I don't know how they do it professionally, make gelatin molds. Though there's a benefit, you can melt it back down and reuse them. I don't know. I might give it a try. Make ballistic gel. If it's too much of a pain, I won't ever do it again. That's for sure. Because then it's like, is it worth going through all that? The pain in the butt making them and what have you. My wife says we should do a video where we try it out. Yeah, we will. We'll do a video on it. Let's see, Roy, they use an additive to make it clear. I found using some hydrogen peroxide makes them clearer. It's good to know. It might be what they use in it too. Who knows? That's for sure. For all we know, they could be doing what you just did. That's normally what happens, you know. It's just they're using something real simple that you can even do yourself. It's just they have the funds to do on larger scales. The only difference, you know. But yeah, we might give it a shot. I'll cut the hell out of it. No, I wish they did. I wish they did give out the recipe for it. Because you always see people, oh, I got this ballistic gel. Because I've looked up, like, online, ballistic gel, like, bodies, you know, where they have the chest or whatever. And damn, they're expensive. They really are. And then if you want, like, where it's got, like, bone or whatever in it, they're even more money. So yeah, they get really expensive on there. Really, really expensive. And it's like just either like shoot or cut up. You know. So really it's not economical. Unless you can make it yourself. Oh, so Roy said Midway USA has some a little cheaper but still costly. Yeah, see, it's almost like tatami mats we were talking about earlier. They're expensive. You know, that's why I use beach mats because I get them for $2.99 a pop at the store here, which is almost the same, not quite. Whereas you know, at the time, man, if you go on Amazon, that's $20 for one. But Swords and Armory have them from $8.99, but that's still expensive, and that's only for one. You know, the funny thing is, in Japan, when you watch the videos of Tamashigiri, the shipping is expensive, so tatami really not the mat I found. It goes both ways, I do believe. But what I found out was in Japan, where you see the videos of them over there doing tamashigiri, they get those tatami mats for free. Because when people bring in their tatami mats from their homes, they get a discount if they bring in the old one. Well, it costs the store money, disposal fee, to get rid of them. Well, the schools that practice tamashigiri, they come in and they take them for nothing. And that way the store doesn't have to pay a disposal fee, but the schools do. Whoa, $26 to ship. Yeah, see, Cult of Athena. Don't go to Cult of Athena. No, they're expensive. They're expensive. Swords of Army, I don't know what their shipping would be on it. For one, like I said, it's $8.99 for it. So I don't know what the shipping is because I never ordered one. But yeah, in Japan they get them for free. Lucky dogs. Yeah, my wife said the shipping would still be a lot. Yeah, probably. Because I think they're going off of weight. Oh, Roy said he thinks he looked there too. Yeah, my wife said she stopped our snack box. We used to get a snack box from Japan, and they started charging us for shipping from Japan $25 now. So she had to nix that in the butt. Tempest, Cult of Athena is the real Viking year. Cult of Athena has some nice swords, though. They really, really do. Oh, John RVA Katana, Roy. He's using beach mats now. Yeah, my wife's saying it went up to like total for our snack box, it was $75. But yeah, RVA, they because tatami mats are so expensive to buy that he switched over to beach mats. Temba said he got both his long swords from Cult of Athena. Yeah, that's the nice thing about Cult of Athena. You can get your that's one good source if you want like European swords. That's I would say that's like the best spot to go to for them because I've looked around and it's like they're kind of not that like they're kind of hard to come across, but it's like is it going to be functional or is it going to kill you? You know. So I've noticed Cult of Athena, they've got a good reputation. So which is good. You know, I know a few people who that's where they buy from. It's Cult of Athena, and they also have Sizzle, so you can make payments on it too. You know, which is nice that you can do that. But then you get in trouble too if you can't make those payments. I don't like this question of will my own blade kill me? Yeah, exactly. You know. Roy's all, oh no, I don't need the payment system. I'd stay broke. Yeah, that's why I don't do it either. Yeah, that's why I don't go to Cult of Athena and do Sizzle. No, I don't. Yeah, I wish like at least for where you could, like Swords of Northshire, Han Bon, places like that where you can customize your swords, where you could really just go all out and have everything done on it. Ishimi papers, full Samagar wrap and all that, that you could make payments on it. But unfortunately, you don't have that because that would be a benefit then, for customization because, you're putting the money into it and they're doing, they're giving all the whistles and bells, so to speak. Yeah, my wife uses a firm for her guitars, but most of her guitars aren't that much, you know, because we don't have anywhere around here that she can shop for a guitar, a nice one, not like, one you get at Walmart. So she goes to Sweetwater and they have a firm. So she's able to, that's how she got her.
Should I have this folder?
Yeah, she, in
Where
fact,
is what I get your expensive cell phone from?
yeah, she has actually a Sweetwater card now, but she got her Stratocaster. It's not like the high end; it's the lower end um, guitar. The thing's nice. It sounds good too. See, Roy, I don't think you get the product until it's paid off. Am I correct? With the firm,
No, you get it right
you,
away.
you get it right away because my new phone is through a firm.
I paid a single payment on it.
Yeah, and we haven't made a payment on it yet. I did send in my old one because for trade in because Samsung said they'd knock $300 off. Even though you see Tomo up here when she was a kitten, in the little corner she had bit my old phone and just spiderwebbed the bottom of it, and they said they still take it and knock $300 off. So and I'm keeping this phone away from her. Roy. Oh, wow. Maybe you shouldn't have told me that. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Have fun.
So I'm looking at quotes of Athena and I'm not seeing these horrendous prices you always talk about.
On some, they do. Their price is good. It depends on the brand that you're going with, though. Like Albion, because they have Albion. My wife's saying she doesn't see the outrageous prices on Colt Athena, but it's also the brand, like Albion. Albion is the Rolls Royce of European swords, but they're good quality.
I want a cute little Wakasachi Boken. It's even carved.
Roy, new katana air gun, here I come. Just kidding, my wife would kill me. Actually, it's kind of funny because my wife, okay, she's learning. She used to play guitar, learning how to play guitar when she was in high school, and she picked it back up again, which I'm kind of glad she did. She really likes playing. So, an acoustic though, they're just a little bit too wide for her and kind of cumbersome. So she got one that's actually a little bit smaller. Sounds really good too. And it was like on a Friday she ordered it, and it was like Saturday or something. She's all, I have to confess, I'm supposed to have a brand new guitar coming Monday. And I was like, okay. She was going to be just like having this new guitar on Monday when I came home from work. I probably wouldn't even noticed because she has like 2 others already. No, acoustic. She already had 2 other acoustic guitars. I would have thought it was one of those. Tempest, the Swords of Kings, because only they can afford Albion. Yes. Albion is expensive. They really, but like I said, there are part of the expenses because they try to make them so historically accurate from museum pieces, which is kind of cool. Because don't they use 5160 or German spring steel or something like that on their swords? I forget. Oh, that's cool, Roy. That Home Depot gave you a card. 3,000 credit. That's not bad. That's not bad. And you'll be surprised, sometimes. You really will. You think you're not going to get approved, and bam, you get approved. It's like I got to get it fired up because I had to change a seal in it and whatnot. It's all done, but I got to start driving it. We have a Nissan truck because I got to get some stuff to the transfer station. But we got approved for it. It was like our very first vehicle we ever got approved for. I drove that sucker like I stole it off the lot. I couldn't believe that they actually gave us a vehicle because it was the first one we ever got. My wife's like, "You're going to kill us." Then we woke up and we looked outside because we had parked on the street at the time. Because the other truck I had took a dump on us. On the drive shaft broke, and I was like, "How am I going to get to work the next day?" Whatever. So we woke up the next morning, looked out the kitchen. We thought it was a dream. The truck was still there, so still have it. But so that just says, you don't know. You're not going to know unless you try. That's the thing. Just be careful with it. That's all. Yeah. You won't know unless you try. what I like is they go, well, do you want to apply? And you get like so much off, like 10% or something. And it's like, do I get 10% off still if I don't qualify though? Because if you still get it, then it's a win-win for you. What's up, Outlaw? Yeah, that's the best way to do it, Roy. Get a few things, pay it off. Get a few things, pay it off. We have a few credit cards we got to pay off, but we're using them too for Harley, for everything. Trying to figure out what was wrong with him. In fact, Harley's doing awesome. He gets to be a cat now. He has so much more energy than before his leg was amputated from the cancer, that now he's more awake too. So, which is cool. My wife now has her cat back. Oh, AirPower, I didn't see that. You got $25 off that day. See? That's not bad. Because they always have something like that, but it's always great to ask, if I don't qualify, do I still get it? Because some places they'll give it to you. Like it was great that we got that from that short video I did, that 55-gallon blue drum for $129 because they mismarked it. It was supposed to be $150, but someone put a $129 tag on it, so they gave it to us for $129 because the guy said it was $129 because he didn't see the other tag. Because they're expensive. Those blue drums will be expensive. But now that we got one, I can hook that catchment system up and then catch all the runoff when it rains off the roof, so we can use it for watering plants and whatnot. Cut down on the water bill. But that's always the nice thing about it. In fact, I gotta make a few more cutting stands too for outside. I have to make a new mat cutting stand and just some regular old cutting stands. Because Outlaw, he made a mat cutting stand. And if you do a mat cutting stand, you want to make them so they're knee height, because as tall as your mat is, because normally tatami mats are about 4 foot tall. So where your height is and what mat, so like beach mats are, I want to say they're almost like 3 feet long. So normally the top of the cutting stand will come to your knees, and that gives you the right height for the mat. So you just have to adjust the height on them. Because you don't want the stand super high like most people do for water bottle cutting. You want them shorter. And like mine works out, but I have to make the base a little bit heavier for my mats. Because it's too light to cut anything. And I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for a really nice sword, just like Matthew earlier, get a Sawati, man. They're not really expensive to buy, but they feel great in the hand. They're a nice sword. So if you want to get like a T10 blade, like Outlaw, you want to get T10 blade, do a lot of cutting with. There you go. I mean, paid a little over 160 for both the ones that we have now, and they're comfortable in the hands. Just a hidden gem on Amazon. They don't do customs though, so I wouldn't ask, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Let's see. Outlaw. Come with the poor man's to Tommy. Yeah, because the newspaper, the rolled up newspaper. Yeah, I mean, you just crate to the height that you need for wherever, however tall your target is that you're making for like tatami, you want to take away from your stand. So that way, it's kind of like the top of it, of your target, should be level with your head, if that makes sense. Because they're supposed to represent a person. That's why. And then Roy, my favorite katana, is the cheapest one I own. I like my Sawadi. That thing's beast. Absolute beast. Out of my top favorites that I have is Sawadi, my Unabukai from Hanbon. That thing is awesome. And then I would say my Wagasashi and katana from Swords of Noshire. Those are nice. But those ones are a little bit more money. But my cheapest ones would be that are my favorites is Sawadi and my Unubukai from Hanbon because it's about the same price I paid. So there's some hidden gems up there. You just have to find them. But then you could get into building your own. That's always fun. Putting together your own. That's a fun thing to do. It can get expensive though. If you're going to put together your own like this one. Because you got to buy the saya, you got to buy the blade, the handle. If you're going to wrap your own handle, you got to get all that. So it can get pricey. Yeah, I haven't. I've heard of Ace Martial Arts. Don't have any of them, but I've seen their stuff. Let me see if I can't get this in here because this is originally what it was going to be. Sharpening. That'll work because I do have to sharpen this guy a little bit more. Alrighty. as long as Tomo stays right there. Like I said, these things are nice. Actually, I need to turn the light on. There we go. So I can see what I'm doing. But these things were so nice. If you're not used to sharpening with a stone, I would start with just a really one that you don't care about, knife or sword. Start with one of those, but eventually move up and spend the money on a really decent stone set. Because it's worth it. They're worth the money. Like these Kuramakos, I'll swear by these things. I need just a little bit more water. And that's the nice thing about these, like I was saying. You just splash and go. Soak them one time for 5 minutes, and you can start sharpening with them. So it's real nice. Oh, so you want to put new fittings on there in the Suba. You know what you do? Go on Amazon and just get a pre-made Suba and use that hole. Just trace it out, and then there you go. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to try and make my own Suba. So that way I know where the placement is. And then just make the hole in the Suba a little smaller, just by, like a centimeter or so. That way you can file it out so it fits nice and snug. What you got there, Tempest? Because I had to change the angle. A man of culture. I try to be. If I don't know something, I'll try and learn it. But hopefully you can hear the blade running across this. But like I said, you can actually just run this whole thing this way and then back again. But I don't feel comfortable doing that. And it is tricky because you have a tendency to pull up, and you don't want to do that. And I'm not putting any pressure. on this blade. I'm just letting the stone do all the work. Is all I'm doing. Just like any tool. Just let it do the work for you. And take your time. To me, I find it relaxing. And I need a paper towel. But and you can already see, all that is just coming from me. I'm sharpening the stone that fast. But I'll show you what the 12,000 does, because I'll pick up hopefully on the camera. But yeah, these things, they don't wear out fast. Not at all. These stones do not wear out fast, which is nice. That's why I spend the money for high quality. They're made a little bit better. So that was 1,000. This is 12,000. And this, I will use a strop, believe it or not. And this stone is so soft that it won't make a sound. It'll just glide right across the blade. But this thing will definitely refine your edge even more. I mean, it's like your blade's going across butter. Literally, that's how you can feel that it's soft. So you don't have to really create a burr. And then, use a strop to take all that burr off. You can use a stone. Because that's all the leather strop is doing, is refining the edge even more. Is all it's doing. But it's also polishing that edge out too. Like crazy. Which is nice. But that'd be, let me see here. My wife finds it funny because I use Bug K catalogs to test my sharpness. Needs a little bit more. Just a little bit more probably. But that thing, it's pretty sharp right now. need a new piece. Yep. Okay. Okay. Use a little bit more. But it's getting there. And then sometimes you can see the edge. Sometimes. Now this one you can't. My Swati, you can really see it. Where it's the edge is polished. It'll be like you'll see just this silver line, real thin line right on the edge, and that's from my 12,000, just polishing it out, which is kind of nice. This is. I just decided one day, I'm going to try Stropic in my 12,000, and it makes a world of difference instead of using a leather strop. Because I already have everything set up. Don't have to get anything else out. All I got to do after I'm done is just let them dry. And I'm done. Which is kind of nice. And then, where's my rag? Clean the residue off them. That's it. Yeah, so I have less steps I do now. Yeah, right? Well, we only get Buck K catalogs. We don't get any other catalogs. So I just use those. Check it. Nothing else. So it's kind of ironic, though. Buck K. Although I want to try their Honshu. See what they're like. Deuce and Monster Hunter. All weapons need to be sharpened once in a while. Well, it's because dull edge is a dangerous edge. Even in Monster Hunter. You wind up hurting yourself instead of your opponent. Yeah, that's okay. I don't know what the hammer joke is neither, so don't feel bad. But I know what type of hammer you're talking about. I've seen those plenty of times. By the way, Roy, did you get things sorted out after that at home with issues in your house after that tornado? Because I know you made a few community posts saying you guys had some problems after the tornado and whatnot, which kind of sucks. No one sharpens a hammer. I like to see them try. Of course, I probably know some people at work that probably would. Yeah. So, Roy, you took a week off, cleaned up, and went out and helped the community. Also, right on, dude. Right on that you went out and helped others too while you were at it. Uh, tell you what, I feel for anyone who lives in areas where they have tornadoes because that's got to be a scary thing. I mean, there's no warning, no nothing, and they just touch down. The only thing we have to worry about out here is earthquakes, which where we live we don't get them. My cousins do because they live in the bay, but we don't get them. We might feel aftershocks up here if it's big enough. Then we might feel it. That's one benefit about where we live in California. So we won't feel it. It sucks because it's everything for if we want to go shopping for anything that big stores have. It takes us an hour to get there, so it's like might as well say an all-day event for us, which is okay sometimes. It just sucks that where we live has very little. So it can wind up being a pain. A lot of the times. We were supposed to get a big store, and our local county members said no. So you live close to the Reelfoot Lake, Roy. That was caused by a earthquake years ago where the Mississippi. I've heard about that. Mississippi ran backwards and formed it. That's crazy, dude. That is absolutely crazy. And yeah, Deuce, that is the scariest thing. They're underestimated. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Dennis, I've heard people who've lived in areas where there were tornadoes, and they're it's not like a fun thing at all because they don't know when they're going to touch down. There's no warning, no nothing. That's what I've been trying to figure out how to do for years, is so they can warn people. Yeah, they're crazy. There used to be a guy. Yeah, he was on Storm Chasers. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. It was on Discovery Channel, Travel Channel. Said he had the best rig for chasing tornadoes and whatnot. He was boasting about it on one episode, and because it was a car, and it would create a vacuum, so it sucked to the ground. It'd lower itself. Well, I guess he got too close because he got too cocky, and the tornado just ripped the whole car right off the ground. Obviously, they didn't survive. You know, yeah, I mean, I mean, the tornadoes take blades of grass and stick it in fences. I mean, it's just crazy what it can do. Absolutely crazy. The sheer power of that is just insane. I mean, I've been through earthquakes. The last, in the 90s, big earthquake here in California, I was in the Bay when that happened. So, yeah, and those can be scary, but I mean, that was before internet was really utilized like nowadays. So, I mean, we all knew what was happening, though. Fortunately, the house that we were in at the time was well built. Because it had a basement, the whole underside of the house, though, was railroad ties that supported the whole house. The house didn't even crack it. It was crazy. Oh yeah, Deuce. Yeah, we really don't know. I mean, the after effect really tells you everything. The sheer power of it. I mean, it's crazy, and we get them here. People laugh and scoff. It's not a tornado. It's not a tornado. Yeah, it is. It's rare, but we can't get them here, and we've had them here. Not at the magnitude like the Midwest does. No, not like them, but they can happen here, and it did actually last year. Just outside a town from about town's maybe 15 minutes away from us. One touchdown. It didn't destroy any homes or anything though, so it can happen out here. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a really huge one, really big one. So, but occasionally we do get them out here. Right now we have to worry about rattlesnake season. Oh wow, Roy, I don't recognize some of the area. I've stopped and wondered where is this a few times in a town I've lived for 4 years. Wow, yeah. Yeah, because so much changes too. Yeah, we get rattlesnakes here where we live. So I got to make sure the grass is in the backyard. It's chopped down all the time because of the daycare, especially. We don't want any of them sneaking up to our back porch.
Hey, I went to Southside Petco yesterday.
What's that?
I went to Southside Petco yesterday.
In Jackson? Oh wow, my wife's just telling me next town over in the next county, it's about 20 minutes away. They have Petco, and there was a rattlesnake right outside Petco. In fact, the vet that took care of my wife's cat Harley, they have a sign posted. They get rattlesnakes up at their front door, so they're warning everybody to be careful. Oh, dude, that sucks. You're buffering. Talking about tornadoes and rattlesnakes right now. What a combination, isn't it? Would that be Snake NATO? Kind of like Sharknado? He was trying to find a new family. Well, he's going to have to go look somewhere else. About 3 weeks ago, we had a mountain lion in town. So, had cubs. So I was looking for food. Because guy I work with, it was in his backyard. Mountain lion was in his backyard while we were at work. His wife was freaking out. And he was, well, shoot it. I said, you can't shoot a mountain lion in California. You have your mind? He goes, it's in my backyard. I said, that's its home. Just looking for food. It didn't hurt anything in his backyard. Well, it turned out, we found out later on that day, it had cubs. And it's like, yeah, you're going to shoot it. Now what are you going to do with the cubs? It's just looking for food. It's not going to eat you. But yeah, it's moved on. They've moved on now. They're only around for like a couple days and then they left. They had a leopard running out of people's yards. Damn. Yeah, well, let's say outlawed, raise the cubs. You can do that, but you got to remember it's still a wild animal. It's best just leave them be. Just leave them be. We had an incident here in California at one of the parks. It was a national park. They had posted all over, warning, mountain lion's been spotted in this area. Okay, so they're telling people if you hike, jog out here, be known, there's a mountain lion. So most people didn't go out there. It was just in one section of the park. And just one woman, she just wanted to go running out there. And next day, she didn't go home. They found her body. So, of course, the family were like, you got to kill it, you got to kill it, you got to kill it, you got to kill it. So they did find the mountain lion because they didn't know where the mountain lion was. And they shot it. Well, it turns out it was a female mountain lion. So rangers were starting to wonder, why did the mountain lion kill this woman? Because it didn't eat her. So it wasn't hungry. The mountain lion didn't have any disease like rabies. So they started looking where they found the body, and just down the ways over a ravine was a den, and it had cubs. So what they assumed, the woman got too close, so she attacked to protect her cubs. And now they had to take the cubs and raise them and then release them. That's why they tell people, stay away from wild animals. But this woman didn't listen. I like bobcats. They're cute. They're very big, man. They'll kick your ass. They're no joke. Mountain lions and bobcats. Bobcats are cute to look at. But yeah, just because the lady didn't pay attention, they probably figured she wanted a closer look at these cubs or something. And that mountain lion mom was not having it. Because she wasn't too far. When they found her body, they didn't realize the den was just below them. She wasn't too far from the den. Off the trail. So that's why they kind of figured she heard maybe the cubs calling the mom, and she went down there, and mom showed up. So that's why they always tell people, just leave them alone. They'll move on. And they normally do around here. Like around here, mountain lions pass through all the time. Not all the time, but you'll hear that someone spotted one, and they're gone already. They're gone. The deer hang around more than anything. No, bro, you're right. Never go alone. Never hike alone. Never jog alone. Never. That's not. And if you do, always tell people where you're at. If you do it, tell someone. Because that's just That's just dumb. If you get hurt, you're screwed. Because there's areas like here where, because we get really almost good reception anywhere around here, but there are some spots that if we go farther up the hill, you're not going to have any signal. So cell phone won't do you no good. You know? So it's like, yeah, Roy's right. Never go alone. Our son was going to do a hike. They have a trail here in California. And it's a long trail, very long trail. In fact, you camp out there. You have to call ahead of time to let them know when you're going to be going hiking on this trail. I forget what they call it. What do they call that trail that Andrew was going to do?
John Muir.
The John Muir Trail. It takes you over a week to get through it.
It was 2 weeks.
Yeah, our son, my wife said he had 2 weeks planned because it's a long trail. And you just camp out there. Pack air guns work now. You'll just piss it off. Just like I want to shoot a black bear, one of those, you piss it off. But black bears around here are so easy to scare. Because that's all we have around here for bears, black bears. They're about as tall as I am, and I'm like 5'8.5". So they're not very big. They're real small bear. Mountain lions, on the other hand, because mountain lions in California, you can't shoot a mountain lion unless you want to go to a federal prison. Because their habitat, since California keeps building, they're losing their habitat. So they have nowhere to go. Yeah, that's true, Roy. You do have some pretty powerful ones. But they get, where my cousins live in the Bay, they had a mountain lion walk into, at an elementary school, a classroom. Didn't hurt anybody. Just walked in there, and the guy, the janitor saw it and shut the door and kept it in there, and animal control came and tranquilized it, and they took it away and then re-released it. Yeah, you don't have to carry that stuff outlaw out here. You're perfectly fine in our woods. People don't get attacked by the animals in this. And the only time people get attacked in California by wild animals because they're stupid. Seriously. Other than that, no one ever gets attacked. And bear spray, Roy, you really don't have to with black bears because they're so small. I've known, I don't know how many people go on camping. They had a bear come in their camp and they just bang pots and pans and they run away. You can scare a black bear away around here real easily, unless it's sick. If it's sick, then you ain't scaring it. And yeah, it's a danger to not just people, but they're even their own kind. But yeah, we've the park that we have, Big Trees Park, which is an awesome park. If you've never seen the huge sequoias of California, you need to. They're amazing. I mean, the tallest redwoods in the world. But the whole park is riddled with black bears, raccoons, mountain lions. No one's ever been attacked there, and you can camp out there. No one's ever been attacked out there. My wife and I have been in bear territory before. Bear territory. They have another trail. It's about an hour away from us. We're on it, and a bear had marked it. Because you can tell if it's bear territory, is they claw a tree. They claw trees. but we never saw them. Like I always tell people, I'd be more worried about a mountain lion than I do a bear, because you can walk, literally have a mountain lion 2 feet away from you and you never would know it. But that just shows how much they want to eat you. Guarantee you walk past one in your lifetime if you walked out in the woods. At least once you've walked by one. Never knew it. It's like my cat Tomo, she's so quiet that I almost step on her sometimes because she's right at my feet. Yeah. I'm less afraid of animals than I am of humans. Humans are crazy. I'd rather be around animals. Oh, yeah. Deer are crazy, Roy. Yeah. I we had an incident one time with deer. Coming home, bunch of deer, of course, crossing the road. We stopped, waiting for all of them to cross, and the very last deer kind of runs up to our car, hits it, breaks my front parking light on our car, and then runs away. And we're like, did that deer just attack our car? And yeah, it did. It attacked it and just ran off, broke it. It's like, what? Wasn't even moving. And mountain lions are a lot easier to ward off than bears. So it depends on the bear. Depends on the bear. Black bears, yes. I would say if you're going to try and ward off a grizzly, you're screwed. Or a Kodiak, he's going to eat you. Kodiaks are twice the size of a grizzly. There is no scaring that. A car killed us, right? Maybe. I don't know. I've had, when my dad, before he retired, he was driving up from the bay and he was on the highway and saw a deer and he stopped and they had a buck come out. Same thing to him, charged him and dented the fender. I mean, it caved it in with his horns and then jumped on his hood and ran off. So yeah, I could see deer being crazy, yes. You're going to chase a deer on foot. You ain't catching that outlaw. Not on foot. I don't care how fast you are. You're not catching it. Deer in a single just standstill can jump over an 8-foot high fence and clear it, no problem. I've seen him do it. Just in one single leap. Bloop. Yep, they can be. Herbivores can be a lot crazier. Well, yeah, see, that goes back. See, Roy is barking at his babies. That goes back to like the mountain lion. You know, they're doing what they think is best by protecting their young. Oh, believe me, Tempest, if you didn't step on that cup, they still would hear you. Their hearing is really good. It's better than ours. Trust me. It has to be. They're prey. That's why their eyes are on the side of their head. Like cats, cats are prey and predator. Even a mountain lion is prey and predator. But cats can actually take in sounds, two different sounds at the same time. We can't. That's why their ears will turn one way and go another, because they're taking in different sounds. And they can distinguish the two sounds. Oh, did I say Tempest? Damn, my bad. Really, Tempest being you kind of sucks, dude? I don't think so. Hey, Mr. Harley. You guys want to see Harley real quick? Hang on. Let me see if I can't grab him. Come here, Mr. Harley. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. So here's Mr. Harley. He's doing awesome. And the surgery healed up really, really nice. But I'm going to put him down now because he does not like to be picked up. He does not like being picked up at all. So, but he's doing awesome. He's getting around really good too with the one leg. So he just needs to strengthen that leg a lot more now. But he gets to be a cat again, which is good. It was kind of shaky there. We didn't know if he was going to make it or if we're going to have to put him down. So, yeah. Sucky thing is his sister hisses at him right now since he's been sick. So, have to integrate them again. Hello, little seizures. What's up? Yeah, Roy, you should never give your cat human food unless it's like sandwich meat. You can give it to them; it's fine because they're straight carnivores. But don't give them like we know someone will give them like mashed potatoes, stuff like. Don't give your cat that; they can't digest it. That's bad for them. So yeah, like Tomo loves rotisserie chicken. Like crazy. Like, the type you get like at the grocery store. It's already cooked nice and hot. And she loves that stuff. So, does anybody have any new swords on the way, though? How about you, Roy? You got any new swords on the way? Or you got to save up? Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that, Roy. I hear that, Tempest. Been looking into hopefully getting another custom done. I just don't know by who yet. That'll be later on this year. I know. Actually, I have two customs I want done. I want another Shobu done, and then another one. But I think the other one I'm gonna have Hanban do. And then I might have that one company, Durham, have them do a custom for me. What do I carry on me daily? A lot of times I don't. unless I'm at home. And if I'm at home, I literally, you could even, my wife will even agree. I've got a sword on me. That's right, Outlaw. Sorry. You did get that cold steel just here recently. Well, that is a new sword to you. Outlaw the hand in half. Yeah, Deuce. I mean, if you're new to using a sword, definitely have to get the feel for it. Tempest, almost two for two there. I try. I mean, I do have like a little um, pocket knife every now and then I carry on me at work because I really don't need them at work. I mean, I work in a foundry. It's just steel, literally, just molten steel. Not much boxes I have to cut unless it's like on Mondays when I get my orders in, my hard goods for my department. That's about the only time I need a knife. Wonder about sticking with the Tonto or folder pocket. Do both. Why not? Actually, I'll get a knife. A little knife. This thing is a really neat little thing. Be right back. Okay. For a little folder, though, that's a nice little knife. Sometimes I carry this on me at work. But it's a nice little compact little guy. Yeah, people would frown on me walking around with a sword, but they can't stop me from doing it. California allows you to, as long as you keep it sheathed. Perfectly fine. I've carried my Bowie and my Tonto, though. Yep, Deuce Kitty. This is Harley's brother. Tomo.
His sister.
Or his sister, excuse me. It's his sister. So she's the one that has to get acclimated back to him because she hisses at him now. But when we got Harley, we got her as a bonus. Thank you, Little Caesars. Yeah, it is. It's all, and the blade is actually handmade. And you kind of see it right there. It's a tempered line, too. It's an awesome little knife. And it's a friction held blade. God, I forget the name of it. Got this one off of Amazon. It's made in Japan. It's neat, and this thing is sharp as hell. It really is. But it's a handy little knife. So it's light, fits in your pocket nice. The only thing is you have to be careful because it has this little flipper here, so it will jab you. So you have to be careful about it. Yeah, it's true. They get kind of sticky police on some things. That's true. They really, really do. I mean, I haven't walked around public with my swords now. I figure I'm not going to do that. Yeah, my wife has a Deuce has a Shirazai. I got her. It's just straight though, full length. It's like a Ninjato, what you would call a Ninjato blade. But she has a Shirazai. It's not raw wood; it's all black lacquer, piano lacquer finish, which is nice. I try and get her like the really nice ones. She doesn't cut as much as I do, but she will occasionally. Just not in front of the camera. That's all. Just fine. All right, everyone. Would that be a... I would have to look that up. Not sure. Deuce. Couldn't tell you on that one. But I'm going to let you all go. I'm getting kind of hungry. So probably should go and have dinner. And that we have to get ready for Monday.
Yeah.
I have to help my wife because we have to straighten up for daycare tomorrow. So make sure everything is in order. So I will talk to everyone later. Have a good week. Try not to work too hard. You too, Deuce. Have a good night. And we'll catch you guys on the next one, okay? Thank you all for showing up. I'm out.